355 is directed by Simon Kinberg and stars Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, Diane Kruger, Penelope Cruz, and Fan Bingbing, who all star as 5 different secret agents from... Now, if I'm being completely honest, I wasn't really excited for this movie in the slightest. Why? Well, because it's a January movie. And in case you're not familiar with movie lore, January is well regarded as the worst month of the year of film. I don't know why. I don't know many people who know why. But my theory is that throughout October to December, we've had Academy Award season where all of the Academy focuses all their attention on that. And then January, they have to focus on their ballots. So all of the terrible movies that were slated for them, the Academy just goes, what's next? January? Okay, let's put The Commuter. Let's put The Grudge. Let's put... I don't know, every now and again we'll put a decent movie like Split or something. But for the most part, no. Garbage, 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 garbage. And from all of the advertising, it just seemed like the 355 was just going to be not necessarily another garbage movie, but it just didn't seem like it had much personality and identity, and it just seemed to be a generic action movie. And from the final product, that's pretty much what we were left with. A very generic action movie. Not a terrible action movie by any means, but not one that's worth this amount of talent. I will also give credit that there were a couple surprises here and there that were kind of neat and did sort of throw me off guard. But for the most part, it's just bland. This is more Jason Bourne style editing when it comes to action movies. And while in the right director, it can be a pretty investing style of action. In the wrong hands, it can be very disorienting and you can quickly not care. This is one of those bad ones. Also, the movie, as I said before, not just from an action standpoint, but from a filmmaking standpoint, is extremely generic. I can't think of a single memorable thing from this movie. Whether it's good or bad, nothing. It's a completely middle-of-the-road sort of bland. Apart from that standard charisma, from a writing standpoint, I couldn't care about any of these people. Not to mention the fact that these villains are awful. The main villain is just a very generic British guy who, the more I think about it, I don't even think we know his name. He is just the most boring, bland, wooden villain you could possibly come up with for an action movie. And the twist villain is so idiotic and so plain as day right from the get-go when you meet him. It's honestly embarrassing they thought anyone would be surprised by that twist. But, again, this is not an awful movie by any means. There have definitely been worse movies to start the year with. All of the actresses are clearly trying their hardest to make these roles work. And some of their talent does actually lend some credibility to this end product. Plus, even though I wasn't a fan of all of the twists, the few surprises that they did throw in there were actually somewhat shocking. The rest... The action is boring, there's no real attempts to make you care about any of these characters, it's a pretty charmless script overall, and the villains are just the most one-note characters you could possibly get from an action movie. And if they're a twist villain, they are some of the worst twist villains you will get outside of Frozen. I'm going to give the 355 a C-. It's not the worst action movie I've ever seen. It's not the worst start to a year of film I've seen in general. It's just a bland action movie that, if you're watching on cable for free, you can sit there for 2 hours and just instantly forget it the moment the credits start rolling. But if you're going to the movie theaters, you don't need to rush out to see it anytime soon. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below, if you've seen the 355, what did you think of it? And who is your favorite out of the 5 big actresses in this movie? For me personally, I'm gonna have to go with Lupita Nyong'o. No offense to all the other actresses, it's just that horror movie actresses that were snubbed for Oscars like her sort of hold a special place in my heart. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can click down below to subscribe to the channel, and you can hit that bell icon to stay up to date on all things movie, all things TV, all things nerd.